Before I hand out the floor for questions, I just want to deal with some of the players that aren't involved, and obviously in particular the situation of overseas players. Obviously been a lot of commentary recently about it, so I want to give our position on it, because it's obviously an important issue. It's something we've discussed a long time, and the policy was put in place in 2011, and the reason it was put in place was to protect the short, medium, long-term health of the English game, not just the English game, the English club game, but also the national team. And it's something, as you know, I've consistently supported, and it's supported by obviously the clubs, Premier Rugby, and RPA, etc. So it's a policy that New Zealand have, and we're the only two countries to have the policy, and we believe that it is an important one. The bottom line is we want to see all our players play for English clubs against each other, and this weekend's a case in point. Hugely excited about these semi-finals this weekend. There's about 30 members of our squad playing in these games where we can see them go head-to-head against each other. And I think having our players play for English clubs is a hugely important factor in the short, medium and long-term health of the English game. And we believe it's our responsibility as national coaches to protect that short, medium and long-term development. And the second point is, when the policy came out, there was a commitment from a group of players for the England team. And those players were in England at the time, or some made a decision to return to England. And through the last 3 years, we've committed together. They've dedicated their time into this shirt. And we believe that dedication and commitment would be eroded if we were to change the policy at this point in time, particularly in the knowledge that the situation inevitably would change after the World Cup, in that overseas players would not be available then to play for England again. French-based players, for example, would not be able to come to Australia on tour in 2016. And obviously within that, then you'd have a whole series of dynamics that we don't really want to go down the route of. So it's been a difficult decision, but we feel it's the right decision, both in the short term, the medium term, long term, notwithstanding the quality of players that we've got in this squad and that we've worked with for the last 3 years that will take us forward into hopefully a successful home World Cup. I mean, it's not been held ajar, in my opinion. You know, I've been consistent since I started on the policy. You know, we've not wavered on it. We've not changed our position on it. And as a consequence, we've built a huge amount of commitment through a group of players who've, let's be fair, we've not won every game, but we've made good progress in the last 3 years collectively. And I think that's an important factor. If it changes and the policy was different, then I think potentially what could happen is that more and more players go to France. You know, I only read an article yesterday from Billy Vunipola, who one of the reasons he committed to stay at Saracens is because he wants to play for England. And I want to see George Ford play for Bath. I want to see Ben Youngs play for Leicester. I want to see Courtney Lawes play for Northampton. I want to see Owen Farrell play for Saracens this weekend. And the access that we get to the players, the opportunity we get to work with them, the fact that beyond the World Cup, these players can't play for England. Where does it leave you then? Where does it leave you? And where does it leave you if more and more players go overseas? In my opinion, it leaves you in a weaker position in the short, medium and long term.